How's it going, everybody? Hope you can see me. Hope everybody's keeping well. A lot's happened this last week. 7 days, a lot of changes happened. But for the next half an hour, put everything that's going on outside the world or outside your front door, put it out of your head. Let's just focus on this little workout. Focus on yourself now for the next little half an hour, and your family members. If you get the family joining, your kids, whoever joining, just let's do our own thing. Shoes on or off, whatever suits you. Okay. Usually I'd say shoes off, but I'm conscious I'm doing this in my kitchen and it's pretty slippy, so I'm more grip actually with the shoes on, but it's up to you, so just mind yourselves with that. Crash course in Pilates. We'll just do a little warm-up, a little gentle warm-up, and we'll go through it. I'll give you little cues as we go. I suppose a little tip: every time you move, breathe, take a breath. Every time you move, take a breath. But we'll get to that now in a little while. So if you're all ready, we'll make a little start. So we'll stand up nice and tall. If you have a mat, just come off the mat. Just bring the heels together. Turn the toes slightly outwards. Lengthen your spine. Lengthen your neck, shoulders back, and relax. Get as tall as possible. Take your ear to one shoulder and do a little forward roll round to the other shoulder. So ear to the shoulder, just rolling the head side to side, just around the front. Standing as tall as possible. And for now, we're breathing normally. And after the next one, we'll come back to the center. Take your ear to the shoulder again. Now drop your head in behind and roll shoulder to shoulder. Just feel the weight of your head. And after the next one, we'll come back to the center. Okay, so check your posture again, as tall as possible. Squeeze the glutes, that's going to help straighten you up, shoulders back and relaxed. Lengthen your spine, lengthen your neck. Let's move now down to the shoulders. So I want you to do a little forward shoulder roll. So start small, finish the first circle, and let the next circle grow. So the shoulder circles are growing in size. Breathing normally. And now let's get into that full range of movement. And after the next one, just relax. And let's take it backwards. Start small, small circles. Finish one circle. The next one gets a little bigger. And use the next little circle to bring the shoulders back, open up the chest, and completely relax. Again, check that posture. Make sure you're as tall as possible. Always try to hold this posture throughout. Shoulders back, chest open, looking straight ahead. Okay, so we've gone from the head to the neck. Now let's shoulders. Let's go down to the upper back and the arms. So what we're going to do is hands in front of you. Take a little breath in. Reach up till you feel the weight of your shoulders, weight of your arms, and breathe out. Suck in your belly button. Breathe in, let's go a little higher with the arms. And breathe out. And in, a little higher. Breathe out. So every time we breathe in, the arms go a little higher. Breathe out, squeeze all the air out of your tummy. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze the air out. Breathe in, the tummy should go out. And breathe out. So breathe in, fill the belly with air. And breathe out. Squeeze your tummy muscles. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And last one, breathe in all the way up and breathe out. And relax. Let's just open up the heels and point the feet straight ahead so your hip width apart. Feet are now pointing straight ahead. Pick something straight ahead now. I know you're trying to keep an eye on me. Whenever we begin, pick a point of reference straight ahead. So shoulders back, spine long, neck long, chest is open. What I want you to do now is take a breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to reach down towards your knee and reach the other hand up overhead. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe out into the other side. Breathe in to the center. Breathe out to the other side. Keep reaching down past the knee. Create a little curve with your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach past the knee, the other hand up overhead. Create that curve in your spine. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. One more. Breath in. Back to the center and relax. Let's bring the hands now in front of your thighs. Again, spine long, shoulders back, the chest opens. The hands are in front of your thighs. So we've done a bit of lateral flexion there, left and right, so we'll do a bit of forward flexion now. So we're going to do a roll down. We're going to try and touch our toes, a little bit of curve into the spine, stretch the spine out, and a bit of stretch into the hamstrings as well. So try and keep the legs as straight as possible when you're doing this. Just go as far as you're comfortable with. So hands on the thighs. Take a breath in. Look where you want to go, so drop the chin. Breathe out and run your hands down your legs. All the way down, as far as you're comfortable with. Stay there. Take a breath in. Breath out and come back all the way up. Run your hands back up your legs, over the thighs, shoulders back. Open up the chest, looking straight ahead. Breath in. Drop the head, chin tuck, roll down. Breath in. Breath in. Keep the legs as straight as you can. Get the stretch into the hamstrings. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. And relax. Okay, so we've covered everything from the head down to the base of the spine. Let's do a little work now on the hip flexor and a bit of balance as well. Okay, so anybody familiar with Pilates will know that this is usually done quite slowly, but for this evening we're going to speed things up. So every time we take a breath, we'll move, and the exercise will last as long as the breath lasts. So what I want you to do, get a little point of focus, so look straight ahead. I know you're looking at me for now, but whenever you're ready, I want you to look straight ahead. I want you to weight shift, put all your weight over onto one leg, okay? I want you to just gently get ready to lift the other foot. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to take a breath in, breathe out and lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And one more, breath in, breath out. Down gently. So remember, you only need to come off the ground an inch, a couple of centimeters, that's fine. So let's weight shift across now to the other leg. So let the other leg take the majority of your weight. Just let the toes rest gently on the floor. Pick something straight ahead to keep your eyes on. Take a breath in, breathe out and lift. Breathe in and lower. So that was just a little gentle warm up. We're going to get into the first couple of movements now. So if you've got a mat, just check that it's not sliding on the floor, okay? Mine's is sliding on the floor, so I'm just going to push it to the side for now, okay? Just make sure everything's safe, okay? If you're in your socks, if you're in your runners, make sure that mat isn't going to move if you're using the mat. You don't really need it for now as long as your floor is clean. Okay, so we're up tall. Some movement similar to that roll down that we did a few moments ago. So up tall, little point of reference straight ahead. Feet hip width apart, hands on your thighs. I'll go first. We're going to do 5 of these. So I'll do the first, then we'll do 5 more together. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to take a breath in, chin tuck, and breath out. I'm going to stay here now. Now I'm going to move as carefully as possible. I'm going to take a breath in, and then I'm going to walk my hands out. Bend your knees if you need to, but I want you to walk out as delicately as possible. So walk the hands out as delicately as possible into an upright push-up position. Breath in, and now I'm going to walk my hands backwards. Again, as delicately as possible. Breath in, and stand back up. Okay, so that was 1. So we're going to do 5 of these together. So it'll be a breath out on the way down, a breath out as you walk the hands out, a breath out as you walk the hands back in, and a breath out as you stand back up. So 4 breaths in total. Move as delicately as possible. Let's do 5 of these. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. All the way up, shoulders back, open up the chest. 4 more. Breath in. 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 Moving as delicately as possible. Breath in. Breath in. Last one. Very delicately. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. Breath in. And relax. Good job. Let's move on to the next one. So a little theme going on. We'll do something face down, something on our side, and something face up. Alright, so let's get straight into the next one. Side lying, so if you have a mat, grab your mat. Okay, side lying. So I want you to get as straight as possible. Alright, so don't be looking down towards your knees. I want a little bend at the hips, so the knees are pointing away from you. Maybe about 45, 60 degree angle, okay? And the feet are tucked underneath your glutes, okay? But I don't want you looking down at your knees, I want you looking straight ahead with this whenever we're ready to begin. So we're going to do a little clam type movement, okay? So 1 foot on top of the other foot, knee on top of knee, hip on top of hip. So you're not leaning back, you're up nice and straight on your hip, not leaning back on your glute. This hand either on your hip or for a bit of extra resistance, you can put it on your thigh. So what I want you to do, when we're ready, I'll show you what it's going to look like. We're going to take a breath in, breath out, and we're going to lift the top leg. So 1 foot is now like a door hinge, riding up on top of the other foot. Breathe in as I lower, breathe out as I lift. So we can do it like that, or if you want, what you can do is actually lift your feet up into the air, but keep the lower legs together and on the floor. So from here we can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, all the way down to the other knee, breathe out. So you can do this version or on the floor, okay, whichever version you want. So let's do 8 of these. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, just as high as the hip will allow. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in and out, in and out. One more, in and out. Okay, let's flip ourselves around. We'll go to the other side. So get yourself as straight as possible. Tuck the feet up and behind you, the knees pointing away at an angle. And remember, you can do this version, okay? Or if you're managing okay, let's lift the feet into the air and we can do the version from here. Just keep the feet together. So you can see my feet are locked together, one foot touching the other. Let's hand for a little bit of resistance. Let's look straight ahead. Let's do 8 of these. Breath in, breath out and lift. Breath in, bring the knees together. Breath out. And down and relax. Okay, so we're going to stay on the mat. You're going to get into your next position. So it's going to be a face-up position. So you're on your mat. Make sure there's nothing behind you. You're not going to bump your head. Okay, so sit up nice and tall. The legs are virtually straight or a little bend in your knees if you want. Okay, so for now we'll probably all get the curved spine. But when we begin, we're going to get into a nice straight, long, tall spine. So what I want you to do, I'll go first. I'm going to take the hands out in front. I'm going to take a breath in. I'm going to tuck my chin down and then I'm going to roll back. Push my hips back, push my pelvis back, create a little C curve. I want you to roll back and stop just before your lower back touches the floor and come back up. Breath out, chin tuck, roll back. Breathe in as you come up. Okay, so whenever you come back up, you straighten up, let's straighten that spine as much as possible. Let's go for 8 of these. So, arms out in front, lengthen your spine, you're up tall. Breath in, chin tuck, roll back. Breath in, up tall, breathe out, roll back. Last one. And relax. Just bring the knees into your chest. Just take a few seconds. That's brilliant. That's really, really good. So you want to stop there just before your lower back touches the floor. Okay, so we've done a face down, a side and a face up. So let's spin that around again. So we're going to do a face down movement. Again, with or without the mat, as long as the mat doesn't move. Okay, so what I want you to do is get into 4 point. 4 point's going to look something like this. Okay, so hips over the knees, shoulders over the hands. So make sure you're nice and square, you're not leaning forward like that. Okay, so nice and square. Hips over the knees, shoulders over the hands. What I want you to do now, we're going to move opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'll go first. It's going to look something like this. looking just in front of your hand, so no strain on your neck, and don't drop your head, looking just in front of your hand. So you're going to take a breath in, breath out, and just reach with one hand, reach with the opposite leg, straighten the arm, straighten the leg, and then lift. Breathe in as I return, breathe out as I reach. Breathe in as I return, breathe out as I reach. So that's the movement, okay? So we're going to go for 8 of those, alright? So hover one hand, just lift the toes just off the mat ever so slightly on the opposite leg. Let's take a breath in, breath out, stretch till the arm and leg are straight, and then reach. Breath in, and reach. Try and move as delicately as possible. Always use the little analogy that there's a little dish of water resting on our back, our lower back. And we're trying not to spill that. Last movement. Back in. Just come up onto your knees a second, just relax. That can be a bit sore in the wrist sometimes. Okay, so now we know what to expect from the other side. So set yourself up again. Hips over the knees, shoulders over the hands as square as possible, looking just in front of your hands. So now we're going to go to the opposite side. Okay, so just get ready to hover the fingers on one hand, hover the toes on the other. Breath in, breath out, reach and lift. Breath in. Trying to move as delicately as possible. Number 7. Let's get one more in. A little common mistake with this one. You want to be in a straight line like Superman. You don't want that knee bent and the heel up in the air, just as straight as possible and always moving as delicately as possible. Well done, well done. Just up onto your knees, take a little second. We're going to go for the next movement. So we're going to be side lying. I'm going to work the inside of your thighs. Okay, so flip around on your mat. You're onto your side. Again, get as straight as possible. So what I want you to do, top leg. I want you to bring the top leg up in front of you and the lower leg, that's underneath and it's lying straight. So keep the lower leg, the one that's on the mat, underneath you, the one down there, keep that as straight as possible. Pull that knee all the way up. So what we're doing now is we're going to lift the lower leg, the leg that's lying on the mat. We're going to try and lift that up into the air. So keep an eye on me, this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to take a breath in, breath out and lift. Trying to lift my thigh, everything off the floor. Breath in, lower the leg, breath out and raise. So that's what we're after there. Alright, you can use this hand here in front for a little bit of support or pull this knee up to get a stretch into the glute. Alright, so let's do 8 of these. Breath in, breath out and lift. Keep the leg as straight as you can manage. Breath in, lower. Let's flip around to the other side. So get yourself as straight as possible. Get the head down quite low. Alright, top leg up in front. Grab hold of just below your knee. Pull that knee up if you want. Remember, it's the leg down there that we're lifting. Okay? So looking straight ahead. Don't look at your knee. Always look straight ahead. Try to keep your body as straight as possible. So breath in, breath out and lift. Breath in. Nice work. Well done. Okay, so we'll go to our next movement. Face up movement. So, conscious of the time, probably it's coming up to 8. probably want to get through these, make it a decent little workout. So we'll probably go for another 10 or so minutes. Okay, so a face-up movement, the 100. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through a few different ways to do this movement. So you can lie back, feet on the floor. So this is the absolute beginner's version. Lie back, feet on the floor, a little gap between the feet. And what you can do is lift your head, look through the gap. So you're looking through the gap between your knees. Straight away you'll feel the tummy muscles tighten. Take the arms out in front. Okay, so keep the arms dead straight. So what I want you to imagine now is 2 buckets of water, and you're going to splash the buckets of water. Okay, but the movement's coming from the shoulder, not from the wrist. Okay, so that's what you want there. So what we're going to do is take 5 short breaths in. Should sound something like this. 5 short breaths out. So 5 and 5 is 10. Okay, so we're going to do that 10 times, get up to 100. So you can do this if you want, this position here. Okay, you can lift the feet into the air, into a tabletop position. You can straighten the legs out in front, or you can come up here and hover in that V position. So pick a position that's suitable for you. Let's get yourselves into position. Straighten the arms out, a little point of reference straight ahead. Whenever you're ready, breath in, breathe out. That's 50, we're halfway. And relax. Well done. So if you did the full 100, the 100 is the target. Doesn't mean you have to get it, but that's the target. It's what you're aiming towards. And again, there's an easier version, a beginner's version, intermediate and advanced version. You do the version that works for you. Alright, next on the menu. So we're going to flip over again to a face down position. No breaks. If you do my usual Pilates class, it's a lot slower, a lot more intense, not as quick as this, but there's a reason for this. And also do my Pilates class usually in the dark, alright, which is unusual, but it works. Good for the head. So, we've got our next position. Okay, so we've 3 movements left to get through, alright. So face down, this one's called the dart. So probably on your mat, okay, or your towel, whatever you've got. So let's lie straight down. Take the arms to your sides, palms turned up the way, so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Rest your head down. Keep your legs together. Squeeze your glutes, okay? So squeeze the glutes nice and tight. You're going to feel your hips push into the mat. So what I want you to do is take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to squeeze your glutes. Lift your head, neck, chest, shoulders off the mat. Lift your hands up into the air. Breathe in and lower the whole thing back down to the mat. Breathe out and lift. Breathe in. Breathe out and lift. So what you can do here, you can lift the upper body, and if you want, you can lift the lower body as well. So it'll look something like this. Breath in, breath out. Double leg lift as well. Breath in, lower the whole lot down. Breath out. Alright, let's go for 8 of those. Breath in, breath out and lift. And relax. So that might be pretty intense on your back, your lower back. So if it is, just come back to child's pose for a second. Stretch all the way back. Release the tension in your back. Now if you come on to your knees. So I know we're moving through this quite quickly, but if you want to repeat this again, by all means do over the next few days. Just keep pushing the pause button, work through the exercises, try to perfect them all, because there's an exercise here that's suitable for beginners, intermediate and advanced. There's something in there for everybody, but slow it down. Remember, you're trying to perfect the technique. You're always trying to move as delicately as possible. Pilates shouldn't be aggressive, it should be very, very delicate. All the movements should be thought out and it should always be under control. Alright, and you'll see how you progress, you'll see how you get stronger week on week. Go to our second last movement, side lying, okay? So onto your side, get down as low as possible and get yourself as straight as you can, okay? So, not lying back on your glute, get up onto your hip, okay? Squeeze the glutes nice and tight. You'll feel that wants to straighten your body even more. So I'm not looking down to my knees. Ideally what I want to be doing is looking straight ahead. This top hand here, just have it in front of you, just for a little bit of balance. So we can do a single leg lift or a double leg lift, okay? So it's going to look something like this. Single leg lift will look like this. So what I want you to do now is just hover the top leg, okay? So take a breath in, breath out, lift that leg straight up into the air, but keep the toes pointing straight ahead. Don't let the toes point to the ceiling, right? Let the toes point straight ahead. So we're working the hip. Breathe in as you lower, breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as you lower, breathe out as you lift. Watch those toes, make sure they don't point at the ceiling. So you can do that version, or breath in, breath out. Let's do a double leg lift, so I'll get both feet in the air. Okay, so the lower leg's off the mat now as well. Now I'm going to lift the top leg. Breath in, breath out. Breath in as I lower, breath out as I raise. Alright, so whichever version you want to go with, double leg lift, single leg lift, let's go for 8 of those. Set yourself up, breath in, breath out and lift. Watch those toes. Make sure they're pointing straight ahead, they're not pointing towards the ceiling. One more. And lower it down, meet the other leg, and lower the other leg to the floor. Okay, let's spin around, let's go for the other side. So single leg lift or double leg lift, it's up to you. Okay, get yourself as straight as possible. Alright, off the glute, up onto the hip, hand in front just for a little bit of balance. Alright, so single leg lift, the lower leg stays on the floor, that's the movement. Double leg lift, let's lift both legs from the floor. So pick your movement, whichever one you want to go for. Hand in front for a little bit of balance, breath in, breath out and lift. Breath in as you lower with control. Watch those toes, make sure they're pointing straight ahead. Breath in, breath out. This hand here is just for balance, okay? Ideally you don't want to use it at all. Bring it back down and lower all the way down and relax. So, last movement by special request. I think you know who you are. This is her most favourite movement on name and shame, which is not like me, because usually I would if it was a private class. So, need a little bit of room. It's called the corkscrew. So, I'll say everybody knows who knows me, knows who requested this one. Alright? Okay, so onto your mat. Make sure you get plenty of mat behind you. Let's lie back. Take the arms out to the sides. Take one leg straight up into the air. Keep the leg as straight as you can manage. Take the other leg straight up into the air. So you want to keep those legs as straight as possible. Get a good stretch into the hamstrings. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay. Alright, so from here, that's your starting position. What I want you to do is drop your legs out to the side. We're going to create a circle, okay? But I'll go through the first one so you can see what to do with the breath. So it'll be breath in as I lower, come past the centre, breath out as I come back up to the top. That's one. So it should sound, look something like this. That would be one. Now we go to the other side. Breath in as you lower it out to the side. breath out as you return to the center. 2. Alright, so let's go for 8 of these. Keep your head back and support it. Breath in. And the opposite direction, breath in. Breath in, drop to the side, get as low as you can. Circle around, back to the center. Breath in, breath out as you pass halfway. Breath in, breath out as you pass halfway. Breath in, breath out as you pass halfway. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Last one, breath in, breath out. Single leg lower, lower the other leg, and relax. Really well done. Okay, let's go through a few little stretches. So lie flat on your tummy, hands in the push-up position. Take a breath in, breath out, lift the head, neck, shoulders, squeeze the glutes, leave your hips behind on the mat. Breath in as you lower down, breath out as you raise. Breath in as you lower, breath out as you raise. In as you lower, out as you raise. In as you lower, out as you raise. This time, breath in as you lower. Let's take it all the way back to child's pose. Turn around so you can see what's going on. So all the way back to child's pose. So sit back as far as you can. Walk the fingers forward. A little stretch in your back. Let's take both arms around to one side. And out to the other. Back to the center. Come up and do one final stretch. Okay, so what I want you to do is just sit into a nice soft squat position. So let's get the shoulders, or the feet shoulder width apart. Push the hips back. So imagine there's a seat, a nice high seat behind you. Push the hips back, bend the knees. So you're sitting back. Let's open up the chest, bring the arms back. Let's go for 8 of these. So it's going to look something like this. I'm going to take the arms back, breath in, breath out and reach. Breath in, breath out and reach a little higher. Alright, so let's do 8 of those together. So a little point of reference looking straight ahead. Breath in, breath out and reach. Reach and stretch your spine. Breath in, breath out, reach. In, out, reach. In, out, reach. In, out and reach. In, out and reach. Last one, breath in, out, reach, and relax. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for all the feedback from last week. It was brilliant. A lot of you seem to enjoy it. A lot of you seem to have been doing it kind of a couple of mornings a week or a couple of evenings a week, which is fantastic. Loving the feedback, private messages. It's all good. I hope you're all keeping well. We're doing okay, but strange. The road's so quiet. But it's all good. We're all healthy, and that's the most important thing. Look after yourselves. I think next Wednesday night we'll go back to full body workout. I might need you to get a few bits and pieces, but it'll be things you can find at home, tins of beans, a towel or something like that, but I'll let you know. Like and share the hell out of this, please. Get as many people involved next Wednesday night. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the gym real soon. Alright, take care. Good night.